What's up, guys? Brett Okamoto. It is January 2026. We've had a long time off between fights, but we got a good one coming up at UFC 324 between Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett. And I am joined by one of the smartest, one of the nicest guys in the sport over there in Colorado, Trevor Wittman, who's sitting in his brand new Onyx gym. I've had the pleasure of going over there and seeing that thing. It is one of the, if not the best facilities that I've ever seen. So he's right at home. He's got the setup and he's walking into a vacant lightweight title fight, or I'm sorry, interim lightweight title fight, Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett. Trevor, how you doing? How was the new year? How were the holidays? And then how are we feeling a couple weeks out of UFC 324?
Everything's been great. Holiday season was great. Stressful for a lot of people, but that's why I love the fight game because you're in camp. And, that could be the holidays could be very stressful for a lot of people. And thank God this sport makes us work through holidays and we get distracted by the sport and the training. So I love the holidays, but I also love the grind. And we're in great position right now. Justin's feeling great. Really excited to watch him go out there and perform. Justin, through all the guys that I've worked with, he's one of the most exciting guys I look forward to watching. Front row. He again. Every time that Justin fights, it's inspirational, and so I always look forward to these events. The way he handles everything, he's a very unique guy, and yeah, I'm very excited.
Yeah, and your son, Terrence, has been doing a great job of documenting all this and putting it on Gaethje's YouTube channel. It's a web series. It's been going on. I think it's about 4 episodes out, and you guys will be running it all the way to the fight. And, I watched this most recent one, and you guys had that little get together with the team and the family. And, you were talking about that you got to enjoy this moment because it's not going to last forever. And, obviously Justin Gaethje has had a very long career. He's closer to the end than he is to the beginning. Are you feeling that a lot in this camp? And I mean, him even, coming out and saying this is his last chance to go get an undisputed title.
So, I'm not feeling it. I'm just saying it. Like the whole thing is, I want to keep everybody grateful. And Justin's a very smart guy. He understands it. He's the one that I can have conversations with. A lot of times when you have a conversation with a fighter, I want to have that conversation with a lot of guys because I don't want to break their mentality. Justin's like one of those unbreakable mindsets, and he's very smart when it comes to how his family feels about fighting. He's also very smart when it comes to longevity. All combat sports, all contact sports bring long term issues. And the number one thing is this is a first a hobby, second a career, and then you got to leverage it. And Justin's very smart when it comes to stuff like that. So when we have these conversations, it's man to man, and I'm not afraid to speak it out loud. Like this is our last run. Like Justin's not. If we don't win this fight, we're not going on. Like this is. We're not going to go out there and be a gatekeeper and look at money fights and shit like that. It's he's a goal setter, and his mentality, just like he finished up. I don't know if you watched that video. Might as well go watch it if you haven't. We're in his house and the family's having a dinner, and I have that true talk, and I'm talking to his family. I'm not talking to him, and it's the way he ends it. He's like, "It's not over, coach." So
Mhm.
that's the key to Justin. Justin is very unique. He would fight over and over and over, but he knows he's got to be there for the family. He's got to be smart and take care of his health. And but we win this belt. My shoot to the moon type of goal would be let's go out there and repeat defenses. Obviously, this is an interim title fight, so we're not the champ yet. So we'd have to go win that belt next. So it's one. I always say the key to being a champion is one round at a time. One round at a time gets you one fight at a time. Once you get to one fight at a time, then you start to get to the championship level. So we're not overlooking this, but we're honest. At it gets to a point where we have that roadblock. We can't overcome those roadblocks no more.
Mhm.
He's 37 years old, and we want to be smart. We're not going to be the guy out there trying to fight for money and trying to go chase cash for trauma. And Justin's got that style that he's in fights all the time. So we got to be smart, and I care about his health, but I also care about his goals. And he is goal driven, and that guy's ready to go out there and gather another belt, and then go out there and gather the real belt after that.
Yeah, it's interesting to me because obviously over the last 9 months he had come out and people made it sound like it was some like ultimatum that he was making to the UFC. It was more just him answering questions and being honest. And he was like, if I don't fight for a belt, I just don't really know why I'd fight. which always made sense to me. But then I also look at Justin as like he's not really doesn't strike me as a guy who's going to lose sleep in the retirement if he doesn't win an undisputed championship. So like, what is on the line here for you? Like, you know, this, out from the outside, I think a lot of us would be like, there's a lot of pressure here. It's a last run. Whenever you talk about like the last chance at winning something, there's like a
Yeah.
pressure on it. But then he also seems just very comfortable with where he's at, and that he could have walked away with had this opportunity not come. So, what is like kind of the feel and the significance, I guess, of the opportunity here?
Yeah. So I like the way that you said that. This is not a retirement fight. I agree with you. Like when it comes to like retirement fights, I think anybody who's going out on a retirement fight is going to win 1 out of 10 times
Mm.
because you're already letting go. He's not letting go. He was just in his position where we were. We were we had just knocked out Poirier. We had a title fight. They offered the fight with Max. He didn't want it. Pretty much everybody around us, including myself, was like, "Hey, this is an opportunity to go out there, do your thing." And from the upper echelon, which when you're told something, it's never guaranteed. We know that. But Justin's one of those company men that he's always done right for the company and for the fans. And he's a people fighter. Like his goal when he first got with me was like, I'm going to make everybody, every time I fight, when you buy a pay-per-view or you buy a ticket to be in the arena, you're going to be so grateful that you bought that ticket. And he's done that. And he was in position to fight for the title, which he could have waited 3 months and then fought for the title. And he was talked into it. So and again, this is not just the UFC. This was, the manager Ali, myself. Like this is opportunity. If they're not going to pull you back and still guarantee you the position, these are things that are said behind doors. And he's a loyal guy. Justin's one of the most loyal guys out there. So I think that we even had the conversation that, hey, if you're going to stand your ground, stand your ground. It's okay. You've already what you've cemented in this sport right now is something it's okay to walk away with. But you have to hold to your standards. And we had those conversations. So that was a lot of guidance and mentorship for myself on, hey, stick to who you are, stick to your value. And it wasn't about money. It was about, hey, I knew where my position was. And if you're going to change that on me now, Justin's one of those guys like, ooh, all right, you're going to miss out on the highlight. You're going to miss out on the guy that's been a main eventer pretty much every event that he's been on, except for one. And the amount of bonuses he got, he fights for the company, and he always has. He's always been great with the company. He's always supported the company. So I think the company understood that. And again, from the value of what this fight, of us having an interim title fight, there's a lot of people out there, hey, is this even worthy? The whole thing is we all know this industry from a ranking standpoint. Armin, I do think is the most deserving. Who knows what went on behind scenes back there? I don't think this is a favor to Justin at all. I think this is something that was earned, and from the way he fights. And when he went out there with Max, it was a fun fight. It was a BMF belt. So was the strategy to go out there and be sharp and precise? No, it was like go out there and give an entertaining fight. Go out there, have fun. So that's where Justin is. If there's a dialed-in goal, he's going to go out there and do his best, like he did with Khabib. Khabib was the better man that night. Khabib said it. I got hit harder than I ever did. We won the first round. So this is just one of those placements that I think is very cool to say, hey, you're in control of your book. You've got to write your story. And if it doesn't fit your story, step away from it. Don't get desperate and don't throw a card. If you throw a card out there, don't go back on it. Like, it's he threw the card out there and he was willing to retire. And if people hate him for that, then you still want to hate him once he retired. I'll never forget the conversation with Rashad when he retired. He was going through a tough part of his career. And he's like, man, the fans used to love me. And I'm like, you get to a certain point in your career, fans are going to love and hate you. You get that split. And then once he retired, Rashad's like, dude, everybody loves me now. It's like crazy. And I'm like, that's what this sport is. Like people remember you, but you are in the entertainment business and you're going to be out there and you're a character. So you have to live that. And Justin is one of those guys that he's very smart. He has lots of things set up that he's leveraged from building a brand. And man, I'm just proud as a coach to see him prosper in life. Like I said in that video, and again, go please watch it. The Justin Gaethje, you'll get to follow him in his series. I'm so proud of him where he's at. Like I don't care, it's again. I want him to go win this title, but we're not reaching for shit. Like it's not like we need anything in life. He has the whole thing is do this for you. Do it for another a staple in your life. Do it to go and inspire the world. That one of the most inspiring fights was Volkanovski coming back after a skid, Kamaru
Mhm.
coming back after a 3 fight skid, just so inspirational. That's what fighting is. Fighting is in control of yourself. And once you're in control of your mindset and you don't allow things to topple on you, that's why we do this. A belt is only what it is. I have tons of belts on the wall. They're cool. That doesn't make me who I am. I want to be no different without the belts. They're just a staple and they're a time. It's the journey and how many people's lives you changed over the years. And we're all givers, like especially on my team, we're family and we want to give to the world. And we want to give the value that we're being compensated back to the world. And that equal good business, both win. It's a win-win situation, and it's gonna be fun.
Well, I mean, I love listening to what you say about the inspirational stuff, and usually it's not always the case, but like when you're aspiring people, especially in sports and athletics, it's when you win when you're not supposed to. And I wonder if that is how you guys feel going into this one, because Justin is the betting underdog. But then I think at the same time, you like look at their resumes and you're like, Justin's accomplished way more than Paddy Pimblett. There are some people that think Paddy Pimblett's overrated and he's getting an opportunity that he doesn't believe so. So there's kind of two combating narratives going on in this one. I mean, you guys have been an underdog before, you've been a favorite before, you know what the difference is. What does this one feel like?
You know what? You go back to like they feel good when you overcome the unthinkable. I go back to like Rose and Joanna when she was undefeated and just beating everybody. When she bullied her and she had Rose dealt with the bus attack. Like that's and she went over there and overcame knockout first round. Awesome. That was cool. That was like really cool because it's like, hey, this is the fight world. Anything can freaking happen. My favorite part was the second fight where we go out there and beat her for 5 rounds. It was very similar in the Wei Lee fight. We go out there and we finish Wei Lee in the first round, who was another unstoppable person. That was cool. But what was really cool is to go out there and beat her, not just as she beat both of those unbeatable fighters, and then went out there and beat them in two different ways: knockout first fight, and then went out there and beat them in rounds.
Hmm.
And that's a stamp. When it comes to fighting a guy like Paddy, I never get overwhelmed by this guy. This person's unbeatable, or hey, they got all these wins in a row. I respect them, and you have to respect them because any person, you never know how they show up, what they're going in through their life. Some people have something that happened in their life, and they're helping someone. They're one of their parents is going through a health issue, and they need the money. Like it's all about what is that tackling fuel, and what is going to drive you to that mode. So I don't overthink the opponent. I have to dial in our athletes so we're ready to perform because the whole thing is at this highest level. And you could say, does Paddy deserve it? Does Justin deserve it? They're fighting for the belt. That's what freaking matters. And it's up to who has the best 25 minutes of their life. And we have to perform for 25 minutes against another athlete. Styles make fights. It's the game is a very crazy thing. And it's up to us. We're not fighting Paddy. Paddy, I respect. I respect. Like a lot of people will talk him down and say, "Who have you fought? Oh, look at all the losses." Everybody says that to me. Everybody comes up and they're like, "Hey, Trevor, I don't know if you've seen this, but I want to give you some information. If you look at his last 5 fighters, like look at the loss to," and I'm just like, "Dude, I get it. I was in the boxing world, and that's how we used to gauge fights in the boxing world. The UFC is different. Like you're fighting anybody. Justin got into the UFC and he has not fight someone underneath the top five except for once against Fiziev, who definitely was not number 13 last time. Fiziev is a bad dude. It's one of the most talented guys. So when we go into these types of things, Paddy, I respect. What do I respect? I always respect consistency. Who's consistent? And who's the one that's coming in and always, everybody's like, hey, I doubt he's going to win. And you got people that are going against you. When someone comes in and you have so many, like he's got a big following, but with that equal big following you have equal big following one to see you fail. And
Mm.
he overcomes. Doesn't look the part. He's got the chin in the air. He has so many mistakes, so many holes, but he makes it work. And that excites me. And I love that. Like for me, it's like I don't care who it is. Like this is fighting. It's the physical piece is so minimal. Absolutely, you got to have the physical piece. But when it comes to high level fighting, it's being intelligent, not making mistakes, and will
Hmm.
is what wins these fights. When you're in the top five, it's the will. It's not making a mistake, not pushing the gas too hard, not starting to make mistakes or trying for things or needing things. You can't need things. You got to be smart. You got to be intelligent. I use the example: if someone breaks into your house, are you going to win that fight if you need to protect your family? Everybody always says yes. And if someone comes into someone's house, you make it real. If they have a gun, you might have to close the gap. If it's short range, really quick. If they have a knife,
Hmm.
you might want to sit back and not get cut. Like, let's read this out, talk to them a little bit. Like, the
Hmm.
scenarios are different, but you're not going to make a mistake with your family behind you. You're going to make sure that you're not closing your eyes when they cross you. And that's high level fighting. Like, you're not going to overthink the weight, the size, how long have they been training? Are they a wrestler? Like, no, you have to be intelligent in the moment, in the present moment. And these camps are fun because you think about stuff and you plant seeds, but I respect Paddy. I definitely know he's going to come in here and this is the opportunity most fighters dream about, fighting for a belt. I know he's going to come out. He's going to be in the best mindset that he can be. He's confident because he beat a lot of good guys spectacularly. So I expect the best Paddy, but the whole thing is it's a moment, and it's going to be another moment that we get to go out there and perform, and that's all. That's all I'm really hoping for with Justin is just go out there and perform. Be you.
With Patty, like, because I love the way you put it, and earlier on in his career, in particular, it was a knock on him is that, yeah, he fights like this, and he
Mm-hmm.
gets away with it. But what's going to happen when he gets against better competition? I feel like he's closed a little bit of that. Like
Mm-hmm.
he has gotten tighter, and as that competition has gone up. What would you say about those holes that you mentioned? And like, are they still there from the very beginning of his career, or has he done a lot of work to close them up
So
recently?
where I think he's gotten better, obviously the confidence, but chin up is not a bad thing. Stylistically, Muhammad Ali used to fight with his chin up. So greatest boxers of all time. So he's never a chin down type of guy. Also, being a taller guy, you control range. It's a lot harder to hit a guy if they're back. Ian Machado, another guy fights with his chin up, but he's just so high level when it comes to striking. It's a distance thing, so I think he gets away with it. The one thing that really stands out with me is he commits. Some people throw punches and they don't commit. Uh, Patty commits. So commitment's everything. Belief is everything. And again, I talked about the someone breaking into your house. You have to be committed. You have to believe in what you're doing. Hesitation is what causes so much downfalls. So that's again, I have the utmost respect. I respect him as a fighter. I'm not going to be the guy that says, does he deserve it? Does he not deserve it? Jumping from 13, I think it was 13, 14, whatever it was, up into a position after beating Chandler. He might even been higher than that, but that was a big jump. We don't care about that. Our goal is Justin asked for what he thought he deserved. He knew his value on being in a title fight. Thought he earned it, and he stuck to his value. So whoever it is, like obviously the 155 division, the 155 and 70s have always been so great with the level of competition. So there's Patty's, he belongs in there. And there's so many killers in this division right now. Like it is a great division, and that's a great thing to get up for and train hard for. So that I love where we're at, and right now we're focused on January 24th and focus on being great for 25 minutes.
Just a couple more for you, man. Thank you so much for the time, Trevor. Is that this question is kind of one of those where I doubt this is something you guys talk about at all in camp. Maybe I'm wrong, but I kind of doubt that this is something. I mean, you've been in the fight game for so long, you know what to listen to, you know what to ignore. But what Patty has been out there saying frequently, and in the world we live in, you say something and it gets thrown up there on a billion different websites, is that he intends to stand in this fight. Like he wants to box, he wants to trade with. So what I want to ask you is, why do you think he's saying that? Do you think he means it? You're very familiar with the psychology of fighters. And do you think that that's what will end up happening?
I mean, why would he not think that with the Chandler fight? I mean, obviously he ended up on top with ground and pound and finished the fight there, but he did great with Chandler. But Chandler's one of those guys that he fights on the fence, very wide leg, burns himself out. Like Chandler's one of those guys that I respect. I think he's one of the greatest fighters out there. But he's an excitement first type of fighter, a lot like Justin was for a long period of his career. Wide stance, lifted Patty 3 or 4 times in a fight, like takes so much freaking energy. Whatever Patty's saying is like whatever he's dreaming and thinking. All power to him.
Mhm.
We're ready for everything, and we did not go into this fight thinking it's going to be just a striking fight at all. Like Justin is spent so much time. That's probably the proudest thing I am with Justin is the amount of time that he's put into his grappling because his wrestling is so high level. But it's more of the offensive and positional type of fighting. For so long, I remember when we got stopped by Oliveira, and I had to have a conversation with everybody on the team, like, hey, let's. Justin is a high level guy, one of the best scramblers out there. Well, yeah, some of the best slams out there, the Rampage Jackson type of slams.
Mhm.
We're offensive. Justin's style is offensive, and to be a champion, you push people back. You have to put people on their heels. Uh, I look at this as when we had the Oliveira fight, we were defensive. We are like, don't get in this position. How do you get out of this position? You can't win fights like that. And you have to win offensively. And Justin's one of those guys that when you grapple with him, his ground and pound is so unique, so unique. He hits people with punches at different angles on the ground that are so effective, and it's top game. Like, how do you know your top game, and how do you know that? Like Paddy, I think is very good when it comes to dragging people to the floor. I don't think Paddy's a great wrestler. I don't think he's going to go out there and take Justin down. Obviously, you can slip on the mats. He can time something really good where the hips are up, but I don't see Paddy taking him down. I do know there's danger in the grappling, and I know where he's great. And his striking is really good. It disrupts people, and he throws really hard. So when you throw hard, a lot of people become defensive, that they forget about the takedowns, or they forget about the body clinches and tying a leg up. So, and he's got a great back game. He's got great top position ground and pound. So I respect Paddy everywhere, and I don't listen to the internet. I don't have any social media, so I don't hear any of these things that you're talking about. They don't affect me. I expect them to be confident. I expect them to whether it's shit talk or not, which I doubt it is. Not many people talk shit about Justin. I think that's a
Mm-hmm.
bad thing to do, because you're only giving him fire. Uh, I expect them to be confident. You're fighting for a title, and you better go in there confident. You better believe in your games that you have in all dimensions. So I respect him for saying stuff like that.
Yeah, smart man staying off social media, by the way. I think if I ever get out of the uh the rat
Five
race
years
of
now.
UFC media coverage, maybe I'll hop off of that as well. You find yourself like, oh man, I wish it was tomorrow, or as a veteran and the coach, you're like, I'm going to use every single minute of preparation that we got. So like, you're not
Yeah.
feeling
So
too anxious about it. Yeah.
no. The anxiousness is not there. I'm enjoying the moment. My
Yeah.
favorite, the one thing that if I could tell anybody out there, whether you're a fighter, whether you're a coach, is you never remember the outcomes. Like you never. It's like you can have belts and talk about the story, but you're not talking about the fight. You're talking about the journey. What was
Mm.
overcome? Like, there's so many things. When Shane Carwin won the belt with Frank Mir and took it on short notice, had a brain stem issue going on, but unbeatable. Like, there's no way we're going to win this fight. I remember we didn't even know if we were going to fight during fight week, and they were doing all these scans. He had a beer, had some nachos, 3 days out from the fight. And right before we got the fight, he had told me after he beat Gonzaga, he's like, I think I'm ready to have the belt. So the I don't look at this. Whether it's fast, whether it's not, like, fighters are prepared to fight at any moment. But enjoy the process. Enjoy the hurt. Like, right now we're in peak week right now, and these weeks are so hard. Like, this week and next week is so hard for Justin, and they suck. But enjoy that suck, because that's what
Mhm.
we do to get ourselves to the point. And yeah, I don't want to speed it up. It's like the movie Click. You start to go through all those things. You miss the journey. You
Yeah.
have all these accolades and stuff like that. No, I'm really enjoying this process. I'm old too. I've been coaching for 20 something years, and I started at a very young age. So luckily, I've almost got 3 decades in just the high level coaching. My first champion was in 2003. So it's been a long time at a championship level, and that stress is real. But you learn to love it. You learn to just embrace it, and you embrace the highs, you embrace the lows, and you never have the peaks and valleys. Just enjoy the middle. That's why I had that conversation in that video. Is like this doesn't make us like, but
Mhm.
we're going out there to get it. Again, it's just another statement. It's another opportunity to go out there and prove who you are. But you know who you are, and let's enjoy the process. Fighting changes you in life, and I look forward to life. I don't look forward to one moment.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good way to put it. And you guys are enjoying the moment. Again, if you haven't checked it out, Art of Violence on Justin Gaethje's YouTube channel. Luke is one of the funniest men on the internet, and you guys are enjoying yourself in camp. And I'm looking forward to 2 weeks. We'll see you in Vegas. So
Absolutely,
enjoy the next 2 weeks, Trevor. Thank you so much for your time. And then we'll gear up for 324, and we'll watch Justin do his thing. 25 minutes, Saturday,
sounds
January
great.
24th.
Best 25 minutes of his life.